wasn't supposed to snap actually, but anyway, I'm keeping my channel active. It's very humid today. I don't know if you could tell, but I got some lion mane action going on. I'm actually gonna vlog because I haven't vlogged in a while, and I guess I should. Sometimes people ask me to vlog randomly to talk about what's going on. It's always one of those kind of things though that like when I actually feel the urge to be like deep or something, like I don't really feel like getting on camera, which I don't even really feel like doing now, but I should do it just because you should keep like a log of what's going on in life. Anyway, so like a vlog, and I want to talk about a specific kind of topic actually. Just to get the house stuff out of the way. I know I don't really talk about my house stuff anymore because it just my house stuff still sucks. I'm still in and out of the hospital doing doctor stuff. I just don't, what am I gonna do, right? One day I'm gonna get sick and I'm just not gonna get better, and one day one day I'm gonna die before other people my age. What am I supposed to do, right? I don't have to really complain about it. Just trying to keep myself healthy while I can. Anyway, the main topic I was going to talk about something a little bit different. Um, I wanted to talk about the idea of that a word that I always use a lot is perspective because I think it's just such a broad, easy word to use to generalize things, to make you think just because your perspective can change so many different things, right? So I wanted to talk about when your perspective can actually like kill you, and not just like physically, but like socially. And I should probably look at the camera, but I'm just really bad at it. So one of the things I always say is that, people ask me like, Clayton, how do you work out when you're so sick? Like, how did you do all this stuff, right? I'm always like, well, the most important workout routine is your perspective, right? That's why there's so many different things, P90X, all this kind of different bullshit, insanity, whatever, these, whatever, 5x5s, all this kind of different shit, right? But your perspective is what really makes it work. You got to find a perspective that whatever will continue to do this endeavor that you're trying to do, right? So that's the most important routine I say. People ask, what do you do to work out? I'm like, dude, the most important routine is your perspective, right? So obviously, my perspective was that I've had a bad life growing up. It wasn't some fairy tale kind of thing. And I didn't want to, after I got sick, I was like, well, God, I don't, nothing's waiting for me. I don't want to die a sick person, right? So that perspective of not wanting to die a sick person, you know what I mean, forced me and forces me even now to like work out to be the best person I can be. I grew up a nerd, so that idea of like, oh, I want to be a hero, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about a hero, but I want to go on like an adventure. That's right. You want to do cool shit, right? You want to be like cool with girls. I want to bang a bunch of hot chicks. I want to have like, shoot some laser beams, some Hadoukens, whatever I want to do, right? I want to do cool stuff, right? As I'm sure most kids do, I guess. But that was very strong for me because I guess I got sick pretty young. So I didn't want to die a sick person, and there's that perspective, like being the hero, whatever, I wanted to be cool, I didn't think anything else was waiting for me, right? But that's a kind of positive kind of associational perspective, keeping you alive that way. But I want to talk about like the negative things. So obviously, one of the things that happened to me when I was, thinking about all this dying stuff, like there's that idea that when people get sick, they call up people that they did something wrong too, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry that whatever I did this, and then they ask for apologies whatsoever, right? But I've always been a pretty, like I said, I'm not like some super great person, but I've been generally a morally comfortable person my entire life. So when I was going through all that stuff, I never felt the need to call anybody to apologize for anything because I'm pretty morally comfortable with who I am as a person. Like my problems were regret. Like I regretted a lot of things. I regretted not being more mean. Those were my regrets. So I was kind of like the opposite. And I guess there's probably an idea that almost probably anyone inevitably is going to regret something. So I had to regret something, right? Because else you probably, how many people have had the extravagant luxury of never having to regret anything, right? So my regret was that I was like, man, I just, I should have fucked more girls. I was always so shy. I was just so nervous. I regretted being religious and praying to God to save me, and now God was going to kill me, and I just regretted all that kind of stuff. It wasn't like, I, whatever, right? So, I didn't regret being mean to me. I regretted always being so nice. I regretted always trying to be a good person. And again, what I'm getting at, the idea that the perspective kills you, is that I realized more and more so this year, especially the pers- the perspective of something killing you socially. And I realized that, when I was going through all that, like I realized how socially I killed myself, always trying to be nice, right? Always trying to be the good guy, right? Because people, that's why good guys, I think, are in movies, because it's like, it's weird, it's like different, it's interesting. Like, why would someone be good and cool? Like, that's weird. That's not something you do in normal life. Again, not that I'm some great person, but again, I am a morally pretty comfortable person with myself. So, anyway, so the idea is that, my regrets were that socially I was just too nice. I just regretted not doing more, being more mean, right? And so, but this perspective on life, to be, it's like a double-edged sword, like the perspective to be a hero, to like not want to die a sick person, to not being religious, not thinking anything was waiting for me. I was like, well, I don't want to die a sick person, so I'm gonna work out once I can. It took me again about a year before I could do anything. And now people, most people, they, if it's not a bad day, you know, most people don't know that I'm like sick, right? So they just think that I look tired all the time. Usually I think it's because I'm like partying or something, which is ridiculous. But um, so it's like that perspective has kept me alive. It's forced me to work out to be as healthy as I can be. Who knows? Maybe I would have been dead already, right? I mean, there's probably a chance. I've had other doctors tell me most people in my position they would think would be in a wheelchair or something. So, it's like that perspective has kept me alive to be a hero, to be the best Clayton Chapman I can be. But at the same time, it's like done a deja vu thing, and it's also, I still consistently kill myself socially, always trying to be a good person. I've talked about this in my other video about why getting to that level of people thinking that you are cool or important is actually like really, it's like kind of terrible. Um, because it's like, whatever. Watch the last video, the last vlog I made, if you need to know what I'm talking about. Just like I just you I was you're trying, like, I so many times I've tried to be nice and people, they would just take it the wrong way because of how I look now, right? So it's like I could never win. Like when I was unpopular, who cares if you're nice? And if, now that some people think I'm good looking or something, or I'm cool, I must be trying to be nice to like have sex with someone. Like I've even talked about, I've met other sick people, right? And I was just trying to be nice, but they thought that I liked them. I'm not sure how to explain it. It's like stupid, right? Like, and so I started having regrets of being nice, like even trying to be, whatever. I'm just rambling as usual, right? But trying to be nice and a good person has like, I've realized that this perspective is just trying to be the best Clayton Chapman has kept me alive, and who knows, maybe I would be dead. But it's also killed me socially again, just as it did when I was younger. And it's kind of depressing to think about it, right? It's just like I always try and be, because like I just could never win. Like you try to be nice, and people, they want you to be, they people don't like being wrong. They want you to be a certain way. I don't want this person to be a nice person. This person has to have an ulterior motive. And I always talk about, if you're going to say you're nice, I want you to say you're nice and come say that from the mindset that, like, how many people are nice when it does not benefit them socially, sexually, financially, or anything else? The only thing that you benefit from this interaction of you being nice is the selfishness of knowing that you did the right thing, right? And that's often how I've tried to do. Like, of course, sure, there's tons of, I mean, sure, there's tons of times I've been nice to people that I think are good looking, and I'd be like, damn, I'd like to do something with them. But often, like, when I've talked to other sick people, or just random people on the street, whatever, it's like there's no desire to be, there's no benefit for me. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if you're gonna say you're nice, how many times are you nice when you receive no benefit from it whatsoever? And there's a fucking mosquito. Like I said, it's actually very humid. I'm sure you can tell by my hair. It's kind of, it was actually even worse before I came on. I tried to put it down a little bit, but so yeah, and I know, because say I was out partying, kind of a party thing, like last weekend was it? And I met a lot of people again that I haven't seen in a while from walks of life, and they're like, some of them are, they say maybe it's because everyone's in a good mood, right? And when you're in a good mood, sometimes it helps you be nicer than normal, right? You're more eager to throw a positive vibe on someone, and a lot of people, they do say nice things to me sometimes. And like, Clayton, when I met you, it changed my life, blah blah blah, which is, of course, there's a selfish aspect of it because sometimes when you talk, you're also talking to yourself, right? Like when I'm trying to be positive for other people that I meet, it's also reinforcing that idea of, Clayton, you got to keep going because, dude, nothing else is waiting for you. You already know what it's like. So it's like, again, there's the selfish aspect of trying to be nice, right? And thinking that you help someone. So again, it's not totally selfless, I guess, helping someone. But anyway, so and some people they, yeah, you changed my life, and it's kind of like it's sad in a way because I've realized that, and who knows again if I've actually changed. Maybe they're just being nice, right? But it's like these people say that I've changed their life, and it's like, but the one person I still haven't been able to change my life. I'm still sick. I'm still, in and out of the hospital all the time. And it's like I've like doomed to repeat myself. Like my perspective, it's kept me alive just to kill myself inside. That sounds kind of like emo, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. It's kept me alive, but it's also, the one person I can't save. And even like I said, maybe, these people are probably just being nice. They probably don't mean that, right? But some people they say that to me, it's like, and I can't fucking save myself. I'm still sick. Nothing I've done seems to do anything. I just doomed to like socially failing. People just don't like nice people. And again, that's not like I'm super nice, but people always want to find something wrong with you. Like people, and I've even another idea I even had. I've started to wonder if like maybe again I'm not very religious, but a lot of times I think that we don't need religion to tell us to morally be nice to someone. Deep down inside, we always know what is right or wrong, I think, right? I don't need to be religious anymore to tell myself to help someone else. But then more and more, you start to think that, well, geez, people are so suspicious of people that help others selflessly, to say, besides the aspect of, the selfishness of knowing that you did the right thing, which again, what I'm getting into, like, is being nice even the right thing? Like, before religion, when everybody was like cavemen, were people just like bonking each other on the head with like cave bats, like killing each other or something? Like, did religion actually give people sometimes the first idea that you should be nice? Like, that's like sometimes I've actually felt that way, like, because it's like trying to do the right thing all the time. It seems so suspicious that maybe deep down, maybe people really aren't actually nice or good people deep down. Maybe really, again, I kind of hate on religion sometimes, but maybe who knows? Maybe religion is the initial thing that sparked people that fear of something that could happen, right? Even though you would think that morally you should know that you see something happen to someone, just like you could see an animal, like you, what the fuck is this animal gonna do? But if you see like a sad animal, I think most people have compassion for it. But an animal doesn't really benefit you in any way. Maybe I just like cats. Maybe I just like dogs, dude. I don't know. Maybe I just like cute things. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, but I've kind of thought that. And then, like socially. Anyway, to finish this off though, and then another thought I've had socially, because I'm just rambling and it's hard to explain my thoughts, but I've also thought that, where do I fit in all the time? It's always hard to have a peer because most people don't have my life, and I've had a extreme life of sort of coming up and lots of downs. It was sort of going up a little bit too, but and then it kept going down, right? Um, it's like kind of like I can like say like social circles, right? Like where does Clayton fit in? Like Clayton used to make money playing video games. He taught himself Japanese when he was younger. But it's like I realized when you got good enough at video games to win money in tournaments, I realized how shady it was. It took the fun out of it. Japanese, I wonder sometimes I had to quit when the dying stuff was happening because and now I've just been stupider, which is still one of the most frustrating things about being sick. After that, after the collapse, especially, I just cannot concentrate very well. So it's like, what's the point of even like being a nerd anymore? Because I will never be able to get to that level to really be a true peer, to like truly embrace it. And the video game stuff, I saw what the community does. Man, that people remember, like I was walking around after I did radiation with garbage bags in my pocket for when I would like throw up and get sick, and like people would still talk shit about me even when I won all those tournaments. And just think about how ridiculous that is. I was losing all my hair and I was a kid basically. People would like make fun of me and like say that, oh, I had some easy life or something. And it's like, dude, I was so fucking sick and I was still trying to travel as much as I could winning this tournament. People would still talk shit about me, They just did not want, it's like I don't want to be part of that community. Think about how I look. People think that I can fake looking important. I collect cologne on a small level. So people I can like fake kind of talking to rich people sometimes about petty things, but ultimately I'm not rich. I don't have that kind of lifestyle. I'm not a super big partier, so I can't fake that kind of peer, to be their peers or something like that. The modeling thing, you know what I mean? I think most people think that, I'm not some amazing model or anything. Most of my, it's like, what do you do for like mine? Like, well, dude, the most interesting stories that, well, I don't know if I ever told that one story about that trip to Paris for the modeling thing, but whatever, that's another story. But really the most interesting thing about how I look now is that, people have stolen my pictures on the internet a lot of catfishing, meeting people all over the world. But I think when people see me and they think I'm more important than I am just because I guess I fake it, right? And it's like, wow, so people just steal your pictures, and then it makes me seem kind of disingenuous and not cool, and it just makes me seem weird almost. It's like, wow, you kind of seem like you should be famous or something by the amount of attention you get in public. I'm actually sweating, dude. It's so fucking humid in here, dude. Like, I don't know if you can see my face is a little shiny, but um, and it's like, wow. So it just makes me seem weird. It's not cool. So it's not like a real peer. And then say sick people. Most people don't like. I've met other sick people in the hospital, and I've talked to them, and I've met other sick friends, and you see a lot of people when you're sick and you think about dying, they have that mindset of, oh, maybe they're religious or they have a very good family to support them. And it's like, okay, everything's going to be okay. Like if I die, that was not my mindset. I don't want to die. I don't think anything's like waiting for me. I'm not saying other people want to die, and it's like, I can't truly be a peer of these other sick people who have some problems like me because they have not had the same mindset or drive as I do. It's just, there's no peer for Clayton Chapman. It looks really weird that I'm sweating, dude. It is so fucking humid. I'm sorry, dude. I'm just gonna end the video. I don't know if people know what I'm saying, but I feel really like kind of lost and where am I going in life? My perspective keeps killing me, and I just, it's like I'm human. Like sometimes I just want to have a good time. I just want to fuck a bunch of hot girls, but I want to shoot out a Hadoken. I want to Shoryuken something. I just want to do like fun stuff. I want to go on adventures, and it's just like, but I have no peers to actually experience this with because no one ultimately understands you, and they're always suspicious of you because of this mindset of always trying to be the best Clayton Chapman that I can be, and that best Clayton Chapman has kept me alive just to suffer, and that's kind of depressing. Hopefully, you get what I'm talking about. Anyway, you guys don't want to see my sweaty face or my like crazy fucking hair, dude, right? So that's my video. Thanks for watching.